I could have sworn I did a video on a ZR2 in Cypress gray, but I did not. So here we are. This color really hits with the black bumpers. Now this truck's available at Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to ask for Larry. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is a description with the colors. So this has that gray stone interior. And then this is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price comes in at $71,100. And here are all the options. Duramax is $99.90. I think it was like $94.90 last year. Tech package is $18.40. Sunroof $995. Fifth wheel prep is $545. Cypress gray was additional costs. Multi-flex tailgates $260. Destination comes in at $21.95 for a total price of $87,320. Has GM lost their minds on the pricing with this truck? That's a good question, because when you think about 87 grand, that's a lot of money for a pickup truck, right? Especially a 3/4 ton that's really geared towards going off-road. But let me answer that question like this. How much does a Ford Lariat trim truck cost with the trimmer package? Now, if you don't want chrome bumpers, that means you would have to add black appearance. If you want heads-up display and all the other nice features that come along with the Ford trucks, you have to add the ultimate package. And plus, the high output power stroke is $12,995. You're going to be significantly higher. Now, Ram is going to probably be the closest you can get to this price point, but again, you have to add a bunch of packages to the truck just to get similar features that you have on this one. Now, one thing I like about the Chevy Silverado 2500 ZR2 is premium lighting does come standard, just like with the other ones. Everyone pretty much gives that to you. Front parking sensors come standard, and that 360 camera view that you get also comes standard. Ram makes you pay extra on a separate package to get that. You also have the red recovery hooks down below, and I love the black bumper. Also, you get this blocked out too for the hood scoop. They're the only trucks that have a functional hood scoop too. With more red accent around the bow tie. There's your ZR2 badge. But yeah, overall, really nice truck. Now, the only negative thing for some people, I don't think it's a big deal. I've had a bunch of GM trucks now, so it doesn't bother me. You do get independent front suspension. A lot of people would like to see a solid front axle. You guys can also see there too, you have a really nice suspension, probably the best suspension in this segment for an off-road pickup. This is your Multimatic DSSV, which is dynamic suspension spool valve. So they don't use deflective discs, they actually use spool valves. There's an oil reservoir built in there too for you. You guys see your upper and lower control arms are finished in steel. And they do redesign those control arms with this extra 1.5 inch lift. Your steer knuckle is slightly different too. Here's a quick peek at that fabric liner too. This truck also has no dirt on it, no rust. You know, when these trucks get delivered, if it rains, if they sit in the yard with like dirt, they always get a little bit dirtier, right? So this one is like super clean for sure. But here's a quick peek at these tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. It's going to be a 305 70 18. I always have to think about it because I have these same tires. 8 lug, obviously, as you can see there. And these tires are basically 34.8 inches tall, and they are the widest in the segment, 12 inches wide. So it's a big boy tire. And it has pretty good capacity, all things considered, because 3,750 pounds at 65 PSI is pretty dang good. So you can run these tires. My light doesn't come on at 50 PSI. So you can run them around 50 PSI and get the best ride possible. Right there's your engine block heater plug. Now they do widen the fender flares and shorten your mud flaps down there. Here's a nice side view of the truck. Cypress gray with black. It is killer. Love the clearance lights you get. More cameras on the mirrors. You have some puddle lights right there too. Hopefully you guys can see them. I can't see. But you have lights here, more black paint for the trimming, more lights for backing up your trailer, blind spot, no chrome, black door handles. Doesn't that look good on the Cypress gray? You can black all this out too. They should come standard, but it is what it is. Largest bed in the segment, 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. And here's that rear suspension. You have 5 leads in the main pack, more Multimatic, another liner. And I didn't really show it to you, but you have a skid plate for your transfer case. You also have a larger up front. Let's go up there really quickly. I want you guys to see it. There it is. So those are pretty much all you get with this truck in terms of your skid plates. Now out back, you do have a electronic locker. This truck does have that multi-flex tailgate, class 5 hitch. You have the camera provisions right here. And this is a big deal. They do give you a matching wheel and tire on this truck. Ford does give you a matching tire, but they give you a steel wheel. 342 rear. And you have the premium lights too. So full LED tail lights. Fifth wheel prep package, and that is slightly behind the axle. 4 and 7 pin. You have 2 cameras above the cab right there. Hopefully you can see them. And 400 watts of power and the bed. I think GM is the easiest truck to buy. It pretty much comes one way. And here's the thing, if you want this truck under 80 grand, you could skip the diesel, because that diesel costs just about $10,000, so that puts you under $80,000. So the GMC Sierra 2500 AT4X is going to cost, similarly equipped like this truck, about 95 grand. So you're still looking at the price leader here. Now this diesel does have 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque, has the Denso fuel pump and injector, so this is pretty much reliable. They got rid of the CP4, I believe back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. 10-speed transmission behind it, known as the stamp-approved Allison. Deep gears. What else? New turbo, new combustion for 2024 plus trucks. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Now here's my love-hate for the ZR2 interior. I love the fact that they actually take the time to give you a different interior design for the ZR2. So if you're someone who's had an LT or LTZ pickup and you decide you want to jump over to the ZR2, you don't have an LT or LTZ interior for these trucks. This is the black and gray stone, which is only available for the ZR2. Now I will say, I have come to not care for this interior as much as I thought I would. I like it, but it's not my favorite. I think I would rather just be all black, personally. But I do like the lime green stitching. Nice little touch to the interior for sure. You have some black chrome seat memories. Here's all your controls right there. And the bolstering is slightly better for these seats. And I'm assuming it's because if you do plan on going off-road, they just hug you a little bit better. You have some perforated leather, so these seats are heated and ventilated. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Here's some of your controls for four-wheel drive and lighting. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. Power seat on this side. Here's that dash. And storage. Also down below here, you can still use this truck for a bed camper, 2,287 pounds. Not a lot, but enough for a small one. Black liner on the roof. You can see that sunroof. And out back, you have those seat back pockets. And then this does have the 60/40 bench. Here's some of that storage. Even more storage on both sides. Center armrest. And outboard heated seats. So this truck comes pretty well appointed for sure. Great like space in the rear if you're tall. They probably have one of the biggest cabs in the segment and the most up-to-date cab too. So when you start it up, you have these large screens, and if you put it in reverse, you'll see 360 bed view. You can zoom in as well, and it does turn on the bed lights for you. Yeah, this is just done really well. Now, one thing I will say is I wish that you could get rid of all these menus, like when you go to start it up. Once you've had the truck for a few years, I wish they would just go away, or you can just disable them yourself. But fully customizable screen here. No off-road pages, however, you do have an off-road drive mode. That's a 12-inch screen, and this does have heads-up display. Let's see if I can get it to come up for you. Oh, there it is. Hopefully you guys can see it right there. A little faded, but I can see it clearly. I have to just adjust it down, so you can adjust it up and down. You might be able to see it better right there. And here's your vanity with lighting. You also have home link for your garage or gate. Controls for that rear sliding glass, sunroof, lights. And look at the center armrests up front. The center console does have USBs, 120 volt power plug, and wireless charger. Heated and ventilated seats, in case I didn't mention it, dual climate control. You can sync it together pretty easily. And of course you have this split screen on this side too. But yeah, I would like to see a off-road page for this truck, hopefully in the future. I know that the Colorado and the Canyons have it. Here's more of your controls: exhaust brake, lane keep assist, alert, parking sensors. You can drop the tailgate, caution light, traction control. You can drop all the windows down together. I like that. You have the locker out back, and then downhill assist too. Let's go ahead and check out the payload. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 6,600 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 11,350. 18 by 9 wide wheels. All-in payload is 3,037 pounds. 18.5 conventional. 18.1 gooseneck towing. This truck weighs 8,313 pounds on the curve, and then 27.5 is the gross combined weight rating. Hope you guys liked the video. This is definitely a nice truck. It is available. I don't know how much those amp steps cost, so be sure to text Larry if you would be interested in buying this truck. See you guys soon.